Hello, good evening, welcome to meditation, which starts in 3 minutes. Thank you for spending some time this evening or this afternoon coming along. I hope you've had a good weekend so far. Looks like we've got a good internet connection here. Running on 2 or 3 platforms. MySpace website, you can watch on there. You can watch on Facebook. You can watch on YouTube. If you have any issues with the live stream, always try an alternative platform. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, Elizabeth and Shelley. Have you had a good day? Over on YouTube. To everybody who's joined, thank you. There's no sound on Facebook. Yeah, it's saying over on the Facebook connection, it's saying the connection is a little bit. Any issues? Just hop on over to YouTube. If you can break away, maybe that's fine. Can you hear me on YouTube? Or not? Can you hear me on YouTube? Perfect. Should be able to hear me on Facebook as well now. Perfect. Yes, yes, yes. Wow. Okay. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this Sunday meditation. Traditionally, Sundays in the UK were known as the day of rest, where we would rest, maybe go to church, stop working, down tools, have a lovely Sunday dinner, and rest our body and mind. This was traditionally also, shops were closed. there was an encouragement to stop and rest. But as the years have gone by, this tradition potentially is dying out. But it's important, of course, to try to rest body and mind, to respect human life, and to rest physically, to stop, and to rest mentally. And what better way to do that than meditation? Meditation is a wonderful way to rest our body, because we're sitting still, and to rest our mind. We're stilling our mind. It's quite common for those who meditate, when they sit down to meditate, sometimes they experience stress in the body, pain in the body. And that's partly because we have a build-up of tension from our activity. And then when we stop, it's not that meditation is causing us to feel pain. When you sit still, sitting still doesn't cause mental pain, physical pain, but it's the tension that has built up in our body over the however long we've been busy. So when we physically sit still, there can be tension and pain in the body. But when we physically rest, which is sitting still, this helps us to, if we're skillful, to sit and to start to unravel the physical pain and stress. The physical pain in our body originates from the tightness in the mind. When we sit still in this meditation, we say, my body, like a mountain, don't we? My body, like a mountain. So we are physically just sitting through it and following the breathing. My breath is like the wind, and my mind like the sky. So we, as a consequence of physically resting, as in sitting still, you keep everything still. So let's say you're sitting on your couch or sofa with your phone in your hand. You may be sort of still, but still, our fingers moving. And inside, our mind is spinning. And we're getting dopamine hits, which doesn't lead to satisfaction or contentment, just as a quick hit. So the mind is still spinning. And as a consequence, after we've been sitting there and go and do something else, the mind is still not really rested. So we physically feel as though we've had some rest, partly because we sat still, but mentally we haven't rested. And then we can go to bed and we can lie in our bed. And when we're asleep, well, we're not moving, are we? We resemble a corpse. But our mind, of course, unless we're very fortunate and know how to meditate in our sleep, our mind is still on the go, still can be racing. We potentially don't get any rest in our sleep. We wake up in the morning. This is why when we wake up in the morning, we sometimes feel tired, because our mind hasn't been able to rest. But if we learn how to meditate skillfully, it's a skill, yeah, it's an art, it's a subtle art form. On the paper, it looks quite simple, but there's subtlety there. You can't go about it clumsily, you know. Then we can learn how to rest our body, and then learn how to rest our mind. How do we rest our mind? Not by saying rest. If only it were that straightforward. Not by having someone tell us rest your mind. Guiding a meditation. Yeah. You could have the most incredible meditator telling you to rest your mind. You could even meet some incredible being, spiritual being from the past. They appeared to in your meditation, said, rest your mind. You think, oh wow, so-and-so told me to rest my mind. But still, our mind won't be rested just from saying the words. Still the mind is moving. How do we rest the mind? As in, deeply rest on a Sunday, which is the day of rest. How do we do that? That's the billion-dollar question. Well, download an app. Yeah. You know, subscribe to this, do that. Buy this book, buy that book, maybe book a retreat in Bali. Yeah. For when lockdown is over, then I'll get some rest. Costa Rica, go somewhere restful. But still, yeah, go there, still. Maybe not deeply rested. The way to rest the mind is to not apply any pressure. Observe what is happening. Observe the mind. And go into the vast space of the mind, but not imposing anything on what is happening. So this upcoming week, going to be exploring the analogy of the lotus flower. Like a lotus born in the center of a swamp. You know, lotuses arise from muddy places. Beauty. Everyone loves a lotus flower. Where does it come from? Muddy, murky waters. And in the same way, in the middle of all this tension in our body and mind, if we just sit, we can start to allow the lotus-like mind to arise. Yeah. If you study the image of Buddha Shakyamuni, he sits on a lotus flower. There's so much meaning to be had from that. If we could understand why he does that, so many of our questions would be answered. And our practice would take a turn for the better. It would start to become three-dimensional instead of using it as some form of escapism, some way to feel a bit better. You know, we embrace everything. The muddier, the better. We're not running away from unpleasant thoughts or challenging people or situations. We're realizing is actually in the heart of this, we will grow, not by running away from it. Wherever we are right now is the perfect muddy patch to grow. There's no better patch than where we have found ourselves, and we rest inside that. And if we do that skillfully, lo and behold, the lotus flower arises. How wonderful. It means we're exactly where we need to be. And in some respects, for a lotus, the muddier, the better. So let's go into these muddy waters of our mind and see what's going on in there. Beginning by taking a few breaths, long, deep inhalations, and exhalations. Try to hold your breath as long as you can. As you breathe in, hold it. Slow down your world. And as you breathe out, let everything go. This is our chance to let go. Ideally of great compassion, our heart reaching out to all living beings. How wonderful. All living beings can be free from their suffering. Bringing in our dear family, friends, community, colleagues, neighbours. May they find freedom from their suffering. And then we engage in the 9-9 breathing practice to help us clear any blockages in our body and mind. As we do this 9-9 breathing, times, taking in long inhalations, holding them, breathing the exhalation out 3 times. We rest our body. We're not immediately trying to relax it. Naturally, there will be stress and tension in our body. But we just rest here now. We notice everything. We're not trying to change anything, improve anything. We just abide like a mountain. Our breath as the wind. And our mind spacious, clear as the sky. We totally accept the activity. It is a pleasure to see thoughts. We are fortunate enough to have a human body. and a human mind, and incredible thoughts arising. We enjoy their patterns and shapes, just like clouds. I'm not trying to stop them, just gazing at them. We're in the perfect space. And just as a lotus rises from the mud, so in the very heart, the murky waters in our life, deep peace manifests. Deep compassion and peace. And in this space, we rest our body and mind. Remember all the people in our world. We dedicate positive energy from our group meditation this evening, so they may find peace, clarity, and liberation in their hearts. Okay, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for a wonderful meditation session together at home. I'll be leading another session tomorrow morning to start the week, 7 a.m. if you'd like to join me. If not, it'll be available to watch at any point during the day. And then again tomorrow night, GMT, UK time, 7:30. Thank you.